All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the show. Come here. You want to do a video with me? My dog wants to get up here. Okay, so we're gonna talk about something really funny, really hilarious today. It's not funny. It's fucking hilarious. I have a hard time believing this happened. But if you're familiar with Mike Ditka and his career, which I am very familiar, one of my favorite coaches of all time. I don't agree with him politically. Let me get that out of the way early. But I love the way he coached. I loved his fierce, intense, just outright crazy personality, and he's a character. And I love the way he coached. They ran the ball, minimized the quarterback, and I don't like quarterbacks very much. I like running backs. Minimized the quarterback and played just rock solid defense. I believe the '85 Bears team is the greatest NFL team of all time. I don't care if they lost the game. People say it's the '72 Dolphins. But they didn't have a brick wall defense like the Bears did. Go watch those '85 Bears games. You could barely get 3 yards against them on any given play, passing or running. It was insanity. But I've never seen anything like it since. So you never will again. But and the funny thing about that was the king of the defense was basically that Ryan guy, Rex Ryan and Rob Ryan's dad. Was it? I can't remember. Was it? I can't remember his name. It was Ryan, and who went on to coach Philadelphia. But him and Ditka didn't get along at all, and he basically had complete autonomy over the defense with no oversight, and that's why it was like that. But yeah. But anyways, this is a crazy dynamic. He hated his defensive coordinator because I think he was already there when Ditka got there. And if you remember, after the '85 Super Bowl, Ditka and Ryan got carried off the field by the players, something we haven't seen since, and ain't gonna see again. Like, it was a very strange dynamic, but they made it work. I think the greatest team of all time. Anyways, man, this is the end of Mike Ditka's career, though. Where, man, I will never defend this. I love Mike Ditka to death. Maybe my favorite coach. But, man, I can't defend this shit. Okay, so I was thinking about it earlier, and I was thinking about some NFL show I saw a long time ago on the NFL Network, like Worst Trades or something. Or maybe it was a football like Mike Ditka. They covered everything. But I remember hearing he traded his entire draft for Ricky Williams in '99. I was like, it had to be hyperbole, right? He was probably about like 2 or 3 picks. It wasn't his whole draft. And it's literally the whole draft. And it's worse than that. Okay, man, let's have a good laugh before we get to the stats at the end. Yes, Mike Ditka really did trade his entire 1999 draft plus future picks to acquire Ricky Williams. The 1999 trade details, the deal. The New Orleans Saints traded all 6 of their remaining 99 picks, first, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh rounders, plus their 2000 first round and third round picks to the Washington Redskins to move up to the 5th spot overall. And you didn't even get the number 1 overall pick for that? Man, what were you thinking, Mike? I think Mike Ditka was he the de facto GM? I think he had control over personnel too, if I remember correctly. But man, why would you do this? The result. Ricky Williams was the only player the Saints drafted in '99. Man, Mike, how the fuck was that supposed to work out? And if you're going to do that, why wouldn't you take a quarterback? They probably would have ruined Tim Couch anyways. But like Mike Dickens like me, he didn't like quarterbacks. Like, look at me, Jim McMahon. That guy was legit, a legit quarterback. And he go to BYU. He was legit. He had a good arm. Mike Dickens didn't use it. Aftermath and fallout. The record. The Saints finished the 1990 season with a poor 3-13 record, and they went 6-10 the first 2 years of Ditka's his tenure, and then they just fell all the way off. The firing, Mike Ditka and the team's front office were fired immediately after. I'm sure they were. Washington returns. Washington used the acquired draft capital to select star quarterback Champ Bailey and trade for additional assets. I think he got LeVar Arrington too, but that's insane, man. Like, how is it supposed to work out? And like, it would have been funny though if they did bring Ditka and his front office back after that for another round. But here's the funny part: Ricky Williams. And don't get me wrong, Ricky Williams is one of my favorite running backs of all time. Maybe like top 10 for me. I love the way he played. I'll smash him out. He's a hard runner, and because to me it's the contrast between his personality and the way he ran the football. Like, Ricky's like a weed loving, yoga loving hippie, granola eating, vegetarian. I think he's a vegetarian, hippie, but he ran the ball harder than I've seen a lot of most running backs run. I've seen a lot of running backs. He's one of the hardest runs I've seen, and but he was going to be great. 18. But the funny thing about it, while we went to this page, he became truly elite. This is a good year. Don't get me wrong. He became truly elite the year after he leaves New Orleans, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, Dave Wanstead, another guy like Ditka, he'll run the ball, and but he minimized the quarterback too. I think it was Jay Fiedler. But you know, in the NFL, if you know the league, when you lead the league in carries, you're never the same again. And then they gave him 9 more the next year, and he fell off big time. He regressed a lot. Look at the success percentage, how it went down. And he lost 30 yards a game. And 4.8 yards per attempt to 3.5 is crazy. I guess retired. I don't know what happened there. I guess he lost his passion for the game. He comes back with Miami and was, what am I doing? Just clicking too much. He was great. 4.4 back to the old Ricky. And then he got called smoking weed. And then nothing season basically. Then he's back to the old Ricky. Great. Like in like small sample sizes. I think Ronnie Brown was there. But man, that was a good time. I love seeing Ricky come back. And I'm glad he got to finish with Baltimore on a good note. You know, he wasn't, getting all the carries. He wasn't even a starter by then, but he was still a respectable runner, and he got to go out on top. As you know, for Ricky Williams, he wasn't a scrub. It's not like he averaged 2.5 carries last year. He got to go out 4.1. That's really respectful. That's right on the career average. But I think he had a good career. But I think Ricky was supposed to be one of the all-time greats. There's too many things went against him. Man, you know, I want a player I think about a lot too. That was supposed to be one of the all-time greats, Josh Gordon. Look at his 2013 season with no quarterbacks, basically. Fuck the NFL and their weed policies. They're better now, but Josh Gordon shouldn't have been suspended at all. Anyways, my favorite wide receiver of all time, yeah, I said that, is Josh Gordon. Anyways, my real favorite is Randy Moss, but, you know, Josh Gordon is like probably number 2 for me. He could have been as good as Moss. All right, but the 1999 draft is what they missed out on. You couldn't even trade up. Like I said, first, if you're gonna do this, trade up to first of all, take Edgerrin James. Man, why Ricky Williams? I understand Ricky was great. We're gonna look at his college stats in a minute, but man, like, why was Mike Ditka so enamored by a running back at the 5th overall pick and trading your whole draft like that? Like, you should have more for that. All you got was the 5th overall pick, and man, the Washington Redskins, when they got off the phone, they probably fucking exploded. Like, how dumb is this guy? They fucking probably laughed at him after they said yes to that. No offense to Mike Ditka, great coach, terrible GM. Okay, Torrey, you could have Torrey Holt. I think should be in the Hall of Fame. Champ Bailey is a Hall of Famer. You could have Chris McAllister, who had a great career with the Ravens, the cornerback. Or was he a safety? I can't remember, but he was great. Dante Culpepper. You got Dante Culpepper, but Mike Ditka wouldn't have done shit with him. You could have the freak Javon Curse. Hell, Booger. Is it Booger McFarland? Yeah, it's Booger McFarland, baby. Ha! I hate this guy's commentary or like his analysis, man. It's so basic. I'm glad ESPN got rid of that guy. But Booger McFarland was actually a pretty good defensive tackle, though. He was great. I mean, but man, I did not like his analysis at all. I couldn't watch that guy. But yeah, obviously I'm not gonna remember all these guys. Ebenezer Ekebine had a pretty respectable career, I think. Antoine Winfield was amazing, especially with Minnesota. Man, he missed out on so many good players. Any more Hall of Fame? Al Wilson, baby! Al Wilson from Tennessee. One of my favorite middle linebackers. Oh my God, I miss watching him play. Man, I used to love the middle linebacker position. Man, I like Zach Thomas a lot too. Oh my God. Man, was Junior Seau a middle linebacker? Man, I love him. Whatever he was, man. Junior Seau was the greatest. R.I.P. That shit fucked me up the day I found out what he did. Dre Bly! But man, fuck it. No, I'm not just glossing over Junior Seau. That shit was fucking devastating. But I just got myself down bringing that up. Junior was great. He just played too hard though. That's the nature of the game. Football's war, like Kellen Winslow said. It's casualties of war. All right, but man, seriously, let's not get so dark. Ricky Williams, I don't understand. I can't say that. I see why Mike Ditka saw so much in Ricky. He thought he was like Walter Payton, which Ricky should have been like Walter Payton, because this is the greatest Texas running back since Earl Campbell, looking at this. And these numbers are unfathomable today. Like 5.9 an attempt, 27 TDs, 193 yards a game is like impossible now. Man, like, He won the Heisman, obviously, but man, trading your whole draft. I understand he's great, but I don't think they had to do that, man. Yeah, I feel like you could trade a lot less. Like it's like he didn't shop around. It's like he just went to Washington. Like I'll give you my whole draft. And like, are you for real? Okay. Like he didn't shop around at all. Like man, I don't understand this. Like Mike Ditka wasn't that old by then. He was still in his right mind. Like why would you do that? Um, I'm just trying to make excuses for Mike Ditka. I like Mike Ditka, but what the fuck, man? He was 59. Like the prime of his life basically as a coach. Like I don't understand like what that shit is. Why he would do that. Trade his whole draft for but anyway, I just keep saying it over because it's unfathomable. It's just it fucks my brain up, creates a thought loop. But like, man, that didn't really happen, did it? Yeah, it did. Anyways, Mike Dick, man, you're a great coach. Terrible GM.